All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. Exciting week this week.
Well, this past weekend, this was some big racing this past weekend.
It was, man. I mean, they had a junkyard at
I couldn't believe
South Boston.
I couldn't believe that at South Boston.
That was crazy.
A whole parking lot.
I mean, and then to see Mark Worth just like barely skim through there and everybody else piled up. It was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe.
And he also missed another one right after that. When they on the next time,
yeah,
he missed another one. Yeah. So that turned out pretty good for him. So anyway, that was an unbelievable race. What they have, 11 cars to finish? I think it was 11 total cars finished, and only like 7 of them were on the lead lap.
No, I think it was. I know there was 10 because Mark was 10th, and then I think he ended up 11th, 8th. Or he was 8th and ended up 7th on the last lap. He got by a few. I don't know if they wrecked in front of him or what happened, but
anyway, that was a wild race.
Yeah. So it's act like I don't even know what I'm doing here. What's up, Doug? Let's thank our marketing partners here. I thank Papa John's for providing us dinner. And sometimes it's dinner for tomorrow night too. Shows presented by Smith Wraps and Graphics. If you need some graphics, hit up Billy Smith. He take care of you. NC 811, call before you dig. GAC, Great American Company. Bondert's Brother Distillery. Pepsi Mountain Dew, so Mountain Jack's drink of choice. Langley Speedway, for allowing us to do our show from here. Factory Canopies. Did you hear back from Todd?
Haven't heard a word back. I know he's in California. He was last time I heard he was in California. So we need to get him. Well, we're getting close to the Hampton Heat time. Well, we ain't gonna have a show after next week. So yeah. I mean, before the Heat. So I guess we're gonna have to.
Oh well.
Wait till later on.
Black Acid Apparel. If you need 1 shirt, 5 shirts, 1,000 shirts, they'll hook you up. MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. If you need some help with running your social media, she kind of teaches some classes on the do's and don'ts and kind of helps with a lot of other stuff. She'll help design your suit, get you a suit, helmets, gloves, all those things. And she's got some sponsors. I mean, we've got Wiley X sunglasses. They're part of the program, thanks to Wiley X. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. And that's
Scott's
it.
That's Scott's personal sponsors.
What's up, Billy?
So anyway, all right, let's look at the news for this weekend with all the wild racing around. The Cup race was won by Tyler Reddick, and I tell you what,
it's about damn time.
I'm glad he won the race. My wife says, "Why are you pulling for him over Chase?"
Because I like him better.
I said, I want to see him win, and I really didn't think he was going to. I was thinking
something was going to happen.
I knew Chase was going to get back to him, but he never did. He faded. There's Boo Boo to Zero checking in. In the Xfinity race, Ty Gibbs got the win. Of course, the big thing was the big wreck they had at that race.
Yes.
When they went into that turn, and they didn't even get the turn. It was on the straightaway when Noah Gragson went into the side of Sage Karam and wrecked the whole field. I mean, it was, and everybody was wondering what was going to happen to Noah Gragson. They didn't do anything to Noah yet. So,
yeah. What did what's his name say about Noah? He's going to have to learn.
Yeah, he's going to have to learn.
So I don't think he's going to learn yet. People's talked to him. He ain't changed yet. So I guess I'm going to teach him.
The ARCA West race was at Irwindale. Jake Drew got his 3rd straight win over there. At Stafford Speedway this past weekend, that was the SRX race. Ryan Newman got the win.
You think that's going to resurrect his career?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think so either.
In the modifieds, they had a modified race on Friday night before the SRX race. Woody Pitcat got the win. Up at Burt's Run, they had a big late model race up there. Carson Hosevar, the truck driver, got the win. down at Carteret, the Carolina Pro Late Model Series, Josh Louder got the win, and the Carolina Crate Mods, Cody Norman got the win. And of course, at South Boston this past weekend, the big weekend at South Boston, Corey Heim came away with the win.
He had the car to beat. I mean,
well, no doubt he had the car to beat, but how they finished that race was, both of them coming across.
I mean, I think that was racing. He was
I
trying
know
real
it was
hard.
racing.
I don't think he intentionally. I think he got loose there, right close to the flag stand, got in the left rear, and they both turned into the wall.
So I know.
Yeah, it was terrible, but
after the race, I know Robert Bondrit and all them had a great big go. Bondrit Brothers Distillery moonshine going on down there. In the sportsman race, Kyle Barnes got the win. I did not get the rest of the field. At Caraway, the only thing I got out of Caraway was that Phoenix Kimball won the Bando race up there. Halifax County had this past weekend had the Joe Huss Memorial races. I think it was really cool. They had all of Joe's family was there. They even had other people from out of state come in and be a part of that. So the late model winner was Dustin Mitchell. The open wheel modifieds was Ryan Toole. The Super Street, Justin Kidd. Pure Stock, Dillon Cook. Super Stock, 4 cylinders, Eric Hall. And the Pure 4 cylinders, Jonathan Armstrong got the win. And then come the big night here at Langley Speedway. Was some pretty good racing that I got to see. What parts I got to see of it. It was pretty good racing.
It was. I went over and talked to Billy Hubbard before the race. I said, look, don't embarrass these guys. Don't be dragging them like you did in practice. He said, I hope to drag their ass all night long.
In the modifieds.
But he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He burnt, man. Did you watch it? I mean, dude, he was down here sideways, smoke billowing off the right rear. I'm like, God damn, I can't believe
through too.
Yeah. I mean, he'd go in there and that thing would be like this. Just, I mean, I was like, you know, this ain't dirt. Apparently he didn't.
Maybe he likes to drive them like that.
Well,
I see Cheyenne Strandberg's on here. Cheyenne Strandberg got her first win in the kart series.
that's down and dirty.
Down and dirty, Cheyenne Strandberg. And we're going to get her on the show after we come back from vacation. We're going to be.
I think there was not anybody that wasn't proud of Cheyenne. She, with the Wyatts going to the rear, when she started essentially in the third spot, she pushed Timmy Waltrip out, and they had a big lead there for a while. And I was thinking, and it was a big 30-lap race. I was like, man, is she gonna have the balls to try to pass him there at the end? And I was like, I don't know if she'll do it. Is she gonna do it? And then she ended up catching her brother, and with like 2 to go, and help use the other cars, kind of help win. Hey,
To me, it looked like it was it was some real good racing that she.
It was.
She was
She
very tactfful about how she went about what she was doing.
You know, I thought her brother would win some races. Cheyenne would never win, but she's outdone him.
I wasn't gonna say
She was going. She
I
was
was
just
not.
getting ready to
I
lap
was
him.
not going to sit here and say she was not going to win a race. That you just probably lost a friend right there.
No. But I'm proud of Cheyenne, and man, it was fun to watch the emotions on her mom, her brother, and everybody was super pumped to see her win. And hey, she pulled it off. She went for it, and that's all you can ask for. Hey, instead of staying in line and finish the second, if you go back and finish third, hey, at least you tried, you know.
That's right.
And she was able to pull it off. So super pumped for her.
In the Virginia sprints, the sprint cars, Matt Mullins got the win.
So yeah, Sean Atkins. Look, I was announcing the modified race, and I forgot who the kid is down on pit road and does announcing on there. He had mentioned that Sean had lost on Wacky Wednesday this past Wednesday. He said he didn't want nobody to really know about it. Well, then he got passed on the last lap, and I said, well, he done lost twice. It was fun watching you back there, Sean, though.
All right, in the Super Streets, Jimmy Atkins got the win in race number 1. Danny Harrell in race 2. The U cars, Christian Keller won both races. Supposedly. Is there something? I mean, when I went on there, they said it was not official yet, so I don't know. Is there something?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Anyway, he won both races.
I know Bill was kind of upset because this is their 5th race on tires, and I guess the productions doesn't start until today, so I don't know when they're going to get the next batch of tires. And I guess he was fighting for the lead in the 2nd race, and I didn't watch it, but then I guess tire blew out or what, I don't know. Mm. But the tire was destroyed, just wore out.
Bill Eager?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was upset down there earlier after the first race, talking to Basil.
About tires?
Well, not really talking. more yelling.
No.
It was also announced today that Bobby McCarty, the Cars Tour driver, is going to be driving an Xfinity car for Mike Harmon Racing.
That was a surprise.
I forget where they said Mid-Ohio. Mid-Ohio is when they're going to do it. And Dominion announced that they're going to have the Blake Harris Memorial Race on July the 30th. I didn't get all the specifics yet, but Blake Harris, Blake Morris.
I was wondering.
Blake Morris.
I was just like, he's got ties to.
No, Blake Morris, Philip Morris's son that passed away last year. They're going to have a big memorial race on July the 30th.
It was a couple years ago, wasn't it?
Huh?
Wasn't it 2 years ago?
I'm not sure.
As soon as the pandemic happened,
I can't remember. And they were also going to have Jerry Smith on here in just a few minutes. He's going to talk about the race down at Dillon. They got a big late model race coming up down at Dillon, so we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So that's the news for tonight, whatever you want to call it. So which one wants to go first? Come on, knothead, blockhead.
Is it? Did we get it right? Is it?
What you want to say? Dead. Not in the background. Yeah.
What's the nickname for? Are you hard-headed or something, or something we need to know about?
Yeah, tell us a little bit what about your dad comes in here and calls you knockhead, blockhead, or blockhead, knothead, or whatever they call it. Huh? Why you turn red? You know they're gonna probably say it when you come to the track. So how's your season going so far in the race?
We're pretty good. We've got first and second every race this year. We've got 2 wins here because the last race we got second, but the 88 got DQ'd. And then we've got second every race at Dominion to the 88. And then we got 2 other ones at Southern National and Goodyear.
Wow, you're doing some traveling around.
Trying.
So you got Charlotte in your sight sometime to go down and run that series at Charlotte?
We're trying to.
I think it'd be fun. Fun.
Maybe if he was a little nicer to your dad, maybe he'd do it.
He needs to stop calling you knothead, blockhead. You might be able to go down there and race down there with him.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit how you got started in racing. How'd you get involved in it?
Well, we were here watching one night, and they had go-karts down there. One of them was for sale. And then we ended up buying one, and then we started racing a little bit. My first race, I was horrible. I was just driving through the grass, and he told me that if I didn't start driving better, we were going to quit. And the next race we came out here, I won.
Oh, the threat worked, huh?
Yeah.
So when Dad says we're gonna give this up if you don't get your act together, you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who all helps you out with your car and everything?
My dad, my Mimi, Papa, my mom, Ricky, Derek, Randy helps a lot with spotting. Everybody who sponsors me, Tent World, 64 Roofing, Full Throttle Lawn Care. Just everybody else who's helped. It helps a lot.
Now, didn't y'all have a problem with your vehicle going up to one of the races this week? Your full tug vehicle when you going up, or a trailer or something going up the road, you had a problem with it?
Oh, Billy, yeah.
Yeah,
When we were
Billy
going to
did.
Dominion,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They were going to Dominion to race with us. They got a flat tire.
Oh, okay. Because I knew your dad had to help him get it fixed.
Yeah,
Why didn't you go out there and help him?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I had to walk a while. Like he took the scooter because we were on the highway.
You had to do what?
We were on the side of the highway. I had to walk because he parked kind of far back.
Oh, so then you had to walk all the way up to it?
Yeah, and he took the electric scooter.
He did?
Walk, yeah.
Well, he's older than you. What'd you
It wasn't
expect?
fair, huh?
What'd you expect? I mean, he's older than you. You got to do that. So tell us all about your time racing in the bandos. What are you raced last year? Did you race last year in bandos?
Yeah, I raced last year.
So tell us all about the last 2 years and how you enjoying the bandos.
They're fun. It's definitely a good learning class. Last year, I was able to get my first win, and then we won. We went to a few other tracks. We went to Southern National for the Thanksgiving Classic, and we also went to Dominion a few races last year. So and last year was more of getting more used to the car, and then this year we're just trying to go for a championship.
Now, did you say you went to Goodyear this year too?
This year, yeah, we went there once and we won.
You did. So you beat Phoenix Kimball down there.
Yeah,
right?
I battled with her for a few laps, for like 10 laps for second, and then we had a caution, and I got her on Atlee on restart. And I just had a block because that track's a lot. That's probably one of the hardest tracks because you gotta swing wide.
So you were blocking Phoenix the whole time. So
Not the whole time.
I guess your name's Bud in her book, huh? She probably called you a blocker.
She's a Phoenix fan.
Yeah, I'm a Phoenix fan. Did you know I was a Phoenix
Yeah,
fan? How did you know that?
because
obviously.
you always talk about her.
She's on your profile picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good year.
Yeah,
And when she won the race down there, the flagman threw me the flag and said,
But
"You
not
give it
this
to her."
year.
No, not this year. Haven't done it this year.
she's definitely one of the. I like racing with them, like the DSM, because they're all fast. Everywhere that we travel, they're usually there. So like the biggest competition.
So who helped you with your car?
He just asked that question.
Mm-hmm. Just your dad?
My dad, Ricky, Derek, and my Mimi and Pawpaw are the main people.
You let Ricky work on it?
He knows a lot.
He was
See-
kind of
see-
He has won a few races.
See, Scott wasn't listening. He was eating.
I
He
was
won't pay no attention to you, what you were saying.
You want some pizza?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and eat pizza while we're trying to have this interview.
Mm.
That's pretty cool. So, do you like racing against Phoenix Kimball?
Yeah, they're fast, and I like being on a battle with them.
So, how many cars? I mean, DSM's got what, 3 or 4 cars that they run?
I have more than that.
Really?
I think when we went to Goodyear, they had 4. I think they had more wins. When we went to Southern National, they had like 6
Jeez.
for the Thanksgiving Classic.
You love beating up on them, huh?
They're like the biggest competition, so when we beat them, it's always a good race.
So it's you and Miley and that other girl. What's her name? Vea. No.
Vea?
Yeah, Vea. I ain't gonna call her name. I get in trouble when I call her name. But y'all against the world when y'all have to race against them, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's a fun thing to do. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, there ain't no hope for you and Phoenix ever, being friends like when you're beating her up on her right there, right?
Probably not.
I'm trying, So that's just the way it is. Now, what do you see down the road? Let's say not this year, but let's say in a year or two. What would you like to be doing? What are you going to want to stay with racing? Or are you going to?
I'm trying to stay with the race. We're hoping next year to be in a limited late model, but we're hoping to get a few more sponsors before we do that.
Damn, Dad.
Oh,
Few more sponsors. Y'all heard the end of it. It's gonna take a little bit to get there.
How old are you?
13,
13? We got to be 15 for the limited.
14.
Is it 14?
14, yeah.
Okay.
Because Riley's 14, right?
Yeah.
Riley's 14. So you just want to get up there and run with Colby and Riley and just kind of kick their butt now, right?
Yeah, I raced with them in Bay News, so I'd love to race against them again.
So,
Now, do you do iRacing like them?
Yeah.
Do you race with them on iRacing too?
I used to a lot, but they don't really play it as much, and I don't really race with Riley as much.
Yeah, he's got a big mouth. We call him little shit.
he's, Yeah, he's a little bit, he thinks
smart ass.
he's in a limit. He's in a he's a limited late model driver now. He's won a couple races.
Uncle Doug done put it on him last week, and he didn't even win a race last week.
So did you go down there and handle him about not winning?
No.
You should.
Yeah, you ought to do that. You got to get your digs in. You got to get going down and get your digs in while you can. Go down there and say, "Look, I'm coming for you." That'll shut him up. I guarantee it'll shut him up.
I don't think there's nothing to shut that boy up.
Well, he may this coming week he may be a little quieter than normal because he didn't win at all last week, so he might be more determined. So you're looking at possible limited late model. You're just gonna skip right over them other things, right? Is it because you didn't want to do Pro 6 because Scott was running Pro 6? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I might have to wreck him if I did that.
You already earned a spot to come back.
Yeah, I'll have you back on here real soon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start pitching for sponsors for you. See if I can get you. I want to see you do it. They want me and Scott to go out there and do Wacky Wednesday. I ain't getting on the track with him.
I don't know why.
Okay. You got to take your own car out there and race against. I ain't gonna do that. I'll have racing stripes all over my car and Scott gets near it. So is that you run go-karts too? Or was the Hampton Roads Kart Club here? Or?
Yeah, I ran that from when I was 5 to around 9. So I got 2 championships with 3 years in the big cars, which are like the only class you can actually get a championship, and I got 2 of those. And I won a lot of races in the kid karts.
So you've got a bunch of trophies and stuff at home, huh? Scott's got 1.
I got 3.
Well, participation don't count.
What are you laughing at? That's not me. You got
2. And one of them was like a participation too. Yeah, I've only got 2. Didn't win it. I didn't win a race.
That's the only thing I was counting. Win trophies.
Well, you got a bunch of them, so you know. Scott slept with his. Did you sleep with yours when you got it?
No.
You didn't?
I might have slept with the first one.
You had a lot of money tied up in that trophy.
I like it took forever.
How long did it take?
Like 3 years, some bandos. But that was because the first actual year that we ran a full season of like a really good car, because like when we first got our car, like the first one we ever got, it wasn't the best equipment.
Was he just your crew chief first year too?
No.
I might have been the pro.
Did you just start winning when Ricky started helping you?
No, once Jacob got out of bandos, we bought one of their cars, and that thing is like really fast, so that helped a lot.
Once Ricky started working on it.
Yeah, see, now we know what the problem was. That's why it took so long.
Well, that's you can always blame your dad. Now, do you have a spotter for you?
Oh yeah, Randy Akers spots for me.
Randy Akers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Randy Akers, and then whenever Randy can't do it, when we like travel, Charlie Beals does.
Oh,
You
okay.
gonna let your dad get on the radio?
No.
That was a quick answer, dude.
He don't say nothing back. Pisses me off. I'm talking to myself.
So you don't talk back with him? You don't say anything? Would you argue with him if you had to?
No.
So you're out there in the car going around and around. He can't get to you, so you can argue with him then.
Probably tell him to buy a 5.
Just go over there and just turn the knob on the radio. You don't hear nothing no more.
Now, this, the bandos here at Langley Speedway, that is a great group of kids. I got to give it to them. They all have a lot of fun together. I can see they get out there and y'all just so. Being that you guys are so close, I've seen you out there playing football and doing all kinds of stuff out there and everything. I'm thinking, man, these guys getting along too good. Now, who can we start a war with so you can have to go out there and anybody you want me to get something started and we can make it, gotta have a rival.
Who do you like beating?
I probably like beating Brian Runcham the most here and at Dominion. But if we travel anywhere, if Phoenix is there, that's who I want to beat.
Oh, I can start that one.
That's only because they're like the fastest.
Okay. So here at Langley, you like Brian Run. You want to beat Brian Runstrom, but is there a friendly competition? Because I know, Billy Smith's good. He helps you, and he's got Miley out there, and Mark Edwards has got what's her name, and she's out there, and is there a little competition there with them too? I mean, just do you want to be the best of the three?
I try.
Okay.
We all help each other quite a bit.
All right. Dad's not listening. He's in there. He's not listening. If you had a chance, you'd dump one of them, wouldn't you?
No.
What?
I'd get in trouble.
Well, I'm gonna call Billy and tell him. I said, look.
What about Phoenix?
No.
No.
How'd you get in trouble if you don't? You're coming to the win. You got to win.
You know what the first rule of racing is always the other guy's fault.
I'm not gonna write nobody for the win. I'm gonna try to win it clean. I know you're not fast enough to do that.
Hey, look.
That was a good show. It was nice meeting you. Oh, you gonna talk shit to me? You ain't talk shit about nobody else.
So you got that pretty good. He ain't fast enough to do that. You're right. Now, you don't have pedals in your car, right? I mean, you have the gas pedal and brake pedal, but you don't have anything else. So when you go limited late model, you know how the pedal patterns and stuff you need. You know all about that?
Yeah.
Teach him.
One time. I screwed up one time.
I probably will do it a lot too.
Well, see, this was like your second year you were racing in the Pro Sixes.
Yeah.
And he finally got a front row starting spot. He was starting on the outside pole. And everybody up here was asking who was driving the car because they just wasn't sure it was him. And then he comes to the start finish line and everybody takes off, but Scott don't. He hit the wrong pedal.
I took off. I got a good jump on the start, but when I shifted, it didn't go real well. I still ended up third after going into 1 and 2.
Does Mark Edwards help you sometimes too? When Nevaeh's, whatever her name is.
Not really.
You know-
My dad helps them a lot though.
Helps them. Well, I can understand it because Mark.
That must be why she won.
Yeah, and
I mean, back running Mark.
yeah, Mark's a back runner, back marker in the race. So he probably couldn't teach you anything because you won races.
Yeah.
You and Nevaeh probably can teach him a few things.
Mark said we don't need any more back runners. No, we don't.
This is Ayden gets all the skills in his racing from his mom, not his dad.
Who said that?
Then he said, "Slow down, ain't nobody gonna take the pizza from him." I was hungry,
Jason
Dan.
Courtney.
Oh, Lord.
Jason Courtney says he gets off. So did your mom really involved in the racing too?
She's always there supporting.
You don't let her help with the car or anything?
No.
That's not nice when you don't let your mom get involved in the car.
I probably wouldn't be running up front.
I don't
She's
believe
watching right now, too.
I really don't believe I'd have said that out loud.
Does she help pay for anything?
Tell the truth.
I was going to say. I'll take that as a no.
I'm not gonna answer that.
That's smart.
I plead the fifth.
You might be in trouble when you get home tonight.
Probably.
And if you're
It ain't gonna be the first time, is it?
and if you're not, I know somebody else is.
I ain't got to worry about that anymore. We're getting off racing subject now.
Oh, I ain't gonna get into that. Never mind.
Hmm.
So who's your favorite race car driver?
In NASCAR?
Yeah.
Chase Elliott.
I guess you didn't like when I was talking trash about him 2 minutes ago, did you?
I was kind of happy that he won.
He didn't win.
No, the 8.
Oh, you happy he won? I was
Yeah.
too. See, I know Chase Elliott, and my son used to work for Chase's race team, and everything. So, everybody thinks I'm supposed to pull for Chase Elliott all the time, but I was pulling for Reddick to win that race.
Yeah, it's better for somebody who hasn't won before.
So
Well, he should have won like 3 this year.
but just think about it now. We're only three more winners, and being a winner may not get you in the playoffs. But that's coming. I mean, it's a possibility that could happen. And you still got guys like Harvick who hasn't won a race.
and I think he's in on points, isn't he? Right
He's
now.
in on points. No, he's out on points. He's the first car out on points.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah,
He's right below the cut line.
yeah,
Mm.
right below the cut line. He's first car.
Who's above the cut line?
The 20.
Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell. Yeah,
Yeah.
Christopher Bell. He's 20 above. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the cut line right there. So think about it. Those guys, it could be. Everybody keeps saying there's not going to be 16 different winners, but nobody thought there would be 13 either. So, and Dale Jarrett and them swear up and down. We're going to see another 1 or 2 before the season's over at least.
Oh, maybe for the season's over.
Well, before the playoffs.
For the playoffs. Where are we going next weekend?
Atlanta.
Mm.
So Atlanta's going to be big. That's a Harvick race, but of course with the new cars, that nobody knows what a Harvick, what a Harvick situation is. But
that could be a wreck fest because as slick as these new cars are, as light as they are on the rear,
and now
as they are,
Austin Dillon will probably break somebody's back trying to win a race because the other car won one. Austin Dillon.
Have you been watching this show of his?
I watched part of it. I can't get into it. It's kind of like the Kardashians. Not the Kardashians.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know
the
who you're talking about.
Kardashians.
Mason said, "Do I want to come over and get a lesson on Pro 6 tires?" Yeah. I'll be right over afterwards.
Give me a couple.
I come over to the suite Saturday, but you wasn't there, Mason.
So anyway, well, Ayden, appreciate you coming out and being here with us tonight. Hope we didn't aggravate you too bad.
Yeah, thank you for having me come on.
You're smiling and everything, so I guess we did good.
No, don't get in no trouble now.
Yeah, don't do that.
Now don't worry, we'll have some rumors started before the weekend. We don't know with who yet, but
Oh yeah, we're gonna have something going on.
We were going to go to Goodyear this past weekend, but with the weather, we couldn't make it.
Yeah.
We got 5 weeks off, so we're going to travel somewhere
oh dang.
after this weekend.
After this weekend.
Yeah, we race on the 9th here, and then after that, we got 5 weeks off.
See if you can win this week, okay?
I'm trying.
Okay, that's what I want you to do. All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank you,
All right,
man.
thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
it. Appreciate it.
Come on
Come on over here, Mr. Donald Brown.
Hey.
Got Donald Brown over here.
Is Charlie your cousin? Charlie Brown?
He can be.
First of all, I know you're in the service,
Yes, sir.
and I want to say thank you for your service and everything you've
Absolutely.
done for this country. We appreciate it. I know you missed some races last year because you were out on the.
Yeah, so I missed all but the Chambaluzzo Memorial race last year because I was, out there floating, doing boxes. Absolutely nothing. Wasting time, burning diesel fuel,
Mm.
and just.
So what do you do in the service?
So I'm a diesel mechanic by trade.
Okay.
I haven't done that job for most of my career, so I joined in 2003 right out of high school. My first ship was a destroyer out of Mayport.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, this big blue water Navy ain't for me. So come up for orders, and the Navy had just taken over back from the Marines, which is called Riverines, which are small boat inland river tactics of warfare. I was like, that looks cool. So I applied for orders, and I got selected. So I was there from 2007 to 2014, and then transferred to another sea command here in Little Creek. Transferred, did 2.5 years there with a deployment. France, Ukraine, all that stuff over there in Europe. And then went to shore duty down in South Carolina, down there at the Nuke School, and then transferred back up here at 19 and transferred again in January back to shore duty, and I plan on retiring from there.
So,
So-
where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Ohio.
Okay.
So, I mean, how many years you got in?
19, and I am ready to retire.
Yeah, I can understand that.
The Navy is not what it was when I first joined, and the guys that when I first joined were probably saying the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's changed a lot. Some for the better, some for the worst. But I'm ready to float it and close that chapter and start a new one.
Well, we really appreciate what all you've done and be a part of protecting our country and everything you do, and it's honorable. And hopefully you'll get that retirement soon and be out and be able to enjoy it.
Then you won't miss no more races.
Exactly. Now, if I can just convince the wife to stay down here and not move back to Ohio.
Yeah. Good luck on that.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility she's going to want to go back to.
Well, we've always talked about wanting to go back to Ohio. Hey, what are you going to do when you retire? I don't know. And frankly, it scares the hell out of me because military is all I know. And ever since I joined the Navy at 18, right out of high school. My old man was in the Navy, so I'm military brat. That's all I know. Thank God my wife was smart and went to nursing, so she's a nurse practitioner. She works over here at the Patient First there on Mercury. So I married into the smarts. So
Well, that means you are kind of smart then.
well, kind of. I have my moments.
So how did you get into racing?
Believe it or not, through my wife. My first tour when I was in Iraq, she was going through nursing school with Jamie, Nick, and Randy's mom, Cindy. She was going through nursing clinicals there, Patient First on Jefferson. Cindy's like, hey, she come watch my son's race. It's a nice family fun. So she brought him down. I came back from deployment. They're like, hey, let's come watch the race. I'm like, okay. We grew up in Ohio. We had a dirt track.
Okay.
Lakeville, Ohio. So I was like, all right, cool, we'll go watch it. Watched a couple seasons over in turn 3, and then Doug was like, hey, you should come down and give us a hand. We could always use a gopher. I'm like, well, hell, I've been a gopher for 14 years in the Navy. That's nothing new to me. So I was like, sure. So the first day I go down there and I was bit. I mean, I dropped the car off the jack the first day, ripped through toward the door off. I ripped right through the crush panel on the bottom. I was like, well, shit. Doug, I messed up. So that's when I learned how to use a rivet and a drill. And then ever since then, I was bit. I helped them up until 19 when I made the plunge and bought my own truck. And I raced.
So how did the truck come about?
So I'm from the country, so I've always loved trucks. I drive a truck as a daily driver. And I saw, a couple of years I saw them. I was like, oh, that's cool. Because I had an old Chevy S10 back on the farm, back home. And I was like, oh, I'll just convert that. And then I found out how much it paid to convert it. Like, maybe not.
Maybe just buy one.
I'll just buy one. And so Doug and Jamie and them, they scoured the internet for me, and I ended up finding the truck. And then
Now, what did your wife think about when you was helping, and then you said, hey, I think I'm going to start driving next week?
believe it or not, she was real supportive, and I'm.
Damn, she got a sister?
Yeah. You got to fight her husband for it though. But he'd be all right. He's pushing over.
Oh, I can't believe you said that.
So she's real supportive. I was quite surprised, although it's a little safer than what my job used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't have the ability to go down rivers and shoot big guns and blow stuff up anymore. So I had to come find the next closest thing that was the cheapest and legal. So I found the track. And like I said, hoping the samples out. That's what sucked the hooks into me, and I haven't been able to let go so far.
Have you met anybody else other than Doug that helps, or it's got so many? I think he's got 2 cars in every division.
He's got fingers in every pot.
Yeah, He ain't got that much, but he's got a lot.
Yes. The Sample family. I mean, Doug. That whole family has been a godsend for me, and my family as well. Being able to have somebody other than the military to connect to, which helps my wife, me, and all 4 of my kids. They've pretty much become like adopted. They're family. There's nothing else to put it other than family. But that's how I got it, was through my wife. Of let's go watch the race. All right then, and then.
Now, were you interested in racing previously? I know you said you had a dirt track back home.
No, I was always good in just sitting on the sidelines and watching, and then helping Jamie out, moving the car from here to there for him, and then it just slowly like, I want to do this. This would be fun to do. And then contemplated. I thought about buying a U car. I thought about buying an enduro, and Jamie smacked me around a few times. Says no, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. So we got into a truck, and
so how many years in the truck is it?
So I did first year. I was 19. I only got the 2 races till we had motor issues, and then came back for the 2020. That was my first full season, and I took 3rd in the points at the end of the season. Deployed, caught the last race of last year, and then this will be my 2nd full season.
Okay.
And
so how's it going so far?
So far, so good. I'm 3rd in points right now, with 1st and 2nd are tied at 95, and I'm at 90. So I'm still in striking range.
They just need to wreck each other.
Yeah, well, that's Hunter and
yeah, he's a pretty funny guy. He's much of a race car driver, but he's pretty funny.
He's pretty good.
Did you see the damn TikTok he posted this weekend?
Pulling his dad on the back of the lawnmower, singing that song.
Talking about your boss like that.
Hey, that's one thing that's in UCMJ that you can't get in trouble for.
But it's got to be cool that, Doug, he's got to give you a lot of help and a lot of things that he does for you, and he's got a lot of those. He's got a lot of those connections that could really make things easy for you to, get the things you need to race.
Oh, most definitely. So Doug and Gene Nichols, them 2 are like the
Gene's
mad
pretty
scientists.
good with a carburetor.
Them 2 are mad scientists. Well, Gene's got that truck dialed in, so
yeah,
that's the one to trace. So Louis had it.
I think a monkey could win in that thing.
Yeah, but
Except Scott.
well, he's still got to get his car back.
Yeah,
and you need to learn how to drink water.
Oh, here he gonna pull that out of the woods.
I had to have one. But no, this year I've been really, really blessed and fortunate to have really good sponsors this year. Portsmouth Army Navy, the one that does Jamie and Nick as well. LaMotta Chiropractic, I kind of fell backwards into that one. I saw an ad on Facebook, reached out to him, was like, hey, got a unique advertisement opportunity.
Wait a minute. What was the ad on?
Well, it was on Facebook. It was like, hey, Hampton Roads, we're the new chiropractic company in the area. And I was like, well, what's the worst they're going to do is tell me no?
Right.
So typed it in. They're like, hey, come visit for lunch. We'll talk about it. I'm like, oh, shit. Now I got to really put something together. Like, Doug, do you have any sponsored? Like, can I have something put together? He's like, here. So I changed some stuff, put a few pictures, and then obviously I use a Mac, so then that doesn't compute with anything else when you try to send it somewhere. So I tried to send it 9 million times and still can't open it. So I did the whole screenshot and text message, sitting in front of them. And they're like, oh, well, this is really cool. And, we like to give back to our community anyways. Let me go talk to the owners, because I was talking to their PR. And about, I'd say, a week later, she reached out and said, hey, we'd love to come aboard. Nice. When do you want the first check? I was like, whoa, wasn't expecting it that quick, but awesome. Thank you. Slim Jimmy Graphics Design, Nick's company. He put an awesome design for me and Jamie's car this year. My mom's business, which is up in Ohio, Calico Creations. That woman can make any type of candle that you can think of.
Okay.
She makes her big things is like blueberry muffins. You set a regular blueberry muffin and her candle, other than the wick sticking out of the top, you won't be able to tell the difference.
Jack, try to eat the damn candle.
Yeah, or I mean, hell, she makes Oreos that look like candles. The like Scentsy waxes, she makes them like that. I think she's got like over 700 different scents. She's got her own business up there in Ohio. So that's definitely a go-to when I'm on deployment for a care package of air fresheners.
Get Erin. I mean, Erin is, she's trying her best to get her,
She was bugging me a while ago. She wants to know who driver of the week is. You didn't announce it.
We didn't say that.
Well, Aaron, quit calling Scott. He ain't got nothing to do with that. Nothing. He's got nothing to do. You want to talk?
I said I don't even know.
I will announce driver of the week in just a minute. I'll get back to that in a minute. But I mean, it's got to be cool to work with those guys and I mean, just to get excited about being out here and being racing with, and know you got them to pull.
Most definitely. And like I said, I started out helping Jamie when he was in the grand stocks. And then we moved up to the modifieds. And then Nick came back in the picture, started running super streets. And I know Doug is super happy that we got out of that class. I mean, I got a picture of Nick on the backstretch of the last race of his last race of the season 2 years ago, where the entire both sides of the car off and it's smashed in the backstretch.
All right, well, we'll get back to you in just a minute. Let's go ahead and get Jerry on here and talk with him. Jerry's got some stuff he wants to talk about, and it's been a long time since I talked to Jerry, so we need to get him on here and talk with him for just a second.
What's up, Jerry? How you doing?
Hey guys, appreciate you guys having me on the show tonight. I've been sitting here listening to y'all guys talk for a little bit here. I just wanted to come on board and kind of promote our Charles Hotto Memorial Street Stock Race at Dillon Motor Speedway this coming weekend. Charles Hotto was a dear friend of mine. I also worked on his race car for 10 plus years. But we lost Charlie last August due to a heart attack. Charles had actually quit racing a couple years ago because his two grandsons was racing motocross. But he still supported the Saturday night racers. He sponsored cars. He sponsored series. That's just the kind of person Charles was. So I reached out to Ron Barfield and asked him if we could do some kind of memorial race for him. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So started working on some things. So I went out there and I was looking for different ideas of what we could do to raise some money to make this a big street stock race. These Mid-Atlantic street stock racers, they're some of the best street stock guys there is up and down the East Coast. I mean, we have people from Vermont, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, Michigan, far south is Florida, Georgia, come in to run this series because they know this is some of the best racers. So what I did is I went out and I started looking for lap sponsors. We're going to run a 75 lap race. So I was looking for sponsors for 75 laps and $25 a lap. And I actually sold many laps multiple times. People would see, well, I really wanted lap 13, but somebody else has already got 13. Hey, that's okay. You throw $25 more on there. That lap and that'll be worth $50. So we've raised about $4,000 through lap sponsors, halfway breaks, others traveled. That's a lot of money that's going to be added to the purse. Ron Barfield's paying $1,500 to win this street stock race, which is really nice money for a street stock race in itself. But then you throw all this lap money in there, and some of the lap is lap money is who's leading that particular lap. But some of it is people say, well, we need to spread this out a little bit throughout the field. And they'll say, I want whoever's running fifth on lap 20 to get my $25. So that's really nice that we can spread some of that money out throughout the field. And, we had Jerry Miracle and Miracle Dental Center come on board as a halfway sponsor. They are putting up $200. Town and Country Ford, where Charles worked for many years, They put up a total of $800. They're sponsoring $200 towards our pole award, along with Dwayne Weatherford put in another $100 towards our pole award, so it'll be $300. We got $200 for our furthest travel. We got $250 from Terry Brooks and Larry and Shannon Honeycutt for the fastest lap during the race. So we got a lot of good money that's coming up for this race here. And, you know, Ed and Kelly Cox, TriStar Racewear, you know, they do racing uniforms. They're giving a $500 gift certificate that we're going to draw at the end of the night from the top 5 finishers. One of the top 5 finishers there will have an opportunity to have $500 towards a brand new racing uniform from TriStar. So we just want to show the love and support that Charles put into racing, supporting the racing himself. He's a track champion at Concord, and when Concord closed down, we moved down to Dillon, started running down at Ron Barfield's racetrack down there. And, you know, so then Concord is no longer in existence. Dillon was the next place we were able to go racing there. So it was really nice that Ron agreed to do this. And like I say, guys, we just want to, you know, show our support for what Charles done in racing. I got his entire family's going to be down at the racetrack. His grandkids is going to give the command to start engines. We got a few more things in works that I can't put out yet. That we'll put out on the race day of some more incentives for this race here. I just want to give them you guys from up there at Langley Speedway. Jack, you know, I spent a lot of time up there. I worked on your brother's race cars for a couple of years. I want to see some of these Langley guys come there. We do have Mike Gano come down there once in a while to run our Charger class, but I want to see some street stock guys down here at Dillon Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we're gonna put it out and let everybody know what's going on. They'll get a chance to get down there and do that. You got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's going to be a very emotional race. You know, there's a lot of people that, like I say, that Charlie helped, and you know that really thought a lot of Charles Hutto. You know, Charles Hutto worked for Ford for 35 years, and right before he passed away, 2 years before he passed away, he decided to buy into a Dodge dealership, which is a lot closer to home. You know, you've been working for Ford for 35 years. It was kind of hard to move over to Dodge, but you know, he looked at it that was the best thing he could do for his family. You know, so that he could get his family involved in this, and they would have something that they could carry on. He decided to give up working in the car dealer business. And I bought the very first car when Charles moved over to the Dodge dealership, which I bought about 10 of them over the years, Ford vehicles. And we bought the very first Dodge that he sold once he went over to the Dodge dealership. So, you know, Charles is my best friend. You know, me and Charlie, we talk every single day on our way home from work. You know, we kind of had a routine. It took him about 30 minutes to get home. It took me about 30 minutes to get home. So we both would call our wives, say, hey, we're on the way. And then me and Charlie talk racing on the way home. Sometimes it was racing. Sometimes it was just whatever was going on in the world itself, you know. But every afternoon we had that phone call. So, you know, I missed that daily phone call. And, you know, my phone has a thing on it. And it took up until about October. It asked me if I wanted to call Charlie every afternoon at 5:35. We got off at 5:30, you know, give us 5 minutes to talk to our wives and then get on the phone call for ourselves.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I remember him racing, but I've never met him or anything like that, but I do remember his racing and stuff. Well,
he was a fantastic wheelman, won a lot of races at Concord. And you know, I was going back and doing a little bit of research when I was, you know, started putting this together. And the last race that Charlie won before he gave it up a couple years ago was a memorial race for a gentleman named John Shack, who had a heart attack at Dillon Motor Speedway after the race and passed away. And the next week we had a memorial race for John, and we won that race. So, you know, it's kind of ironic that the last race he won was a memorial race, and now we have a memorial race for Charlie himself.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you're still involved in racing. I don't hear from you very much anymore. See you on live a lot, but I'm glad to hear you're still involved with racing. That's a pretty cool deal.
Well, you know, Jack, when I retired from the Navy, I said, I ain't gonna be involved in this. I'm just gonna be a fan. I'm gonna go sit in the stands. Well, my buddy Charles was running at Concord, and He was kind of short on help and convinced me to go and start helping him. And, guys, once it gets in your blood, and I've done it my whole life. I started racing when I was about 10 years old, racing go-karts and stuff, and moved up through the field. And, a lot of laps right there at Langley Speedway and Southampton Speedway. We were there, one track on Friday night, the other track on Saturday night. If Southampton got rained out on Friday night, it was nothing to not even slow down and just head on up to Southside Speedway and try to get a race in up there. And another very good friend of mine that all y'all guys are going to know the name. I worked with him for about the last 7 years. I was in the Navy, and that was Sean Beluso. I worked with Sean on his race cars. I was devastated when I found out that Sean had passed away. Mark Wirtz had sent me a text and told me what was going on there and kind of kept me updated what's going on. And I've been back to Langley a couple of times since I retired. It's so far away for me to get away. And then, now I got the commitment of, working on a super truck and a late model. I'm a spotter for those. And I got a couple other classes. I got a mini stock that I spot for on a regular basis. I don't turn a whole lot of wrenches anymore, but I do a lot of spotting nowadays.
Well, I'm glad to see, you're still in it. And Charles won races even with you as his crew chief. So that's a pretty good deal. I mean,
Yes, sir.
He had to be a heck of a talent with you as a crew chief to win races.
Well, he could definitely wheel a race car. I used to tell him all the time, and he could take a 4th or 5th place race car and win races with it. I mean, a lot of times, man, I'd look at practice lap times and I'd say, "What's wrong with the car, man? What you need?" He goes, "Don't touch it. Put it on jack stands for race time." I mean, he's like, "I'll make up the difference. Don't worry about it." And sure enough, he'd go out. But Charlie was a smart racer. If he had a 3rd place race car, that's where he wanted to race at. He wasn't going to force that issue, But if he thought legitimately thought he had a chance of winning the race, you better look out, because he didn't have a problem putting the bumper to you either to move you out of the way. Now, he wasn't going to just deliberately wreck you, but he would gently nudge you out of his way. He kind of had that 3 bump rule. I'm going to bump you twice. 3rd time, you're going to go for a shot to get out of my way. So, that's just kind of gentleman that Charlie was. And he's got a great family. His wife, Sandy, and his kids, Brooke and Barron, and then they got kids now. So it's just a great family. We went up and we spent a lot of time, they were about an hour and 15 minutes for me, but we spent a lot of time there at their location, working on race cars, just going up and socializing, hanging out. So, the family means a lot to me. I was at Florence Motor Speedway when I got that call and found out that he was at a motocross race with his grandsons and had a little bit of pain in his shoulder. Thought he'd just pulled a muscle or something other, and actually had a massive heart attack and passed away. So, it's bittersweet. August is coming up, but we wanted to go ahead and do this race this coming weekend because it wasn't already a scheduled mass race. But listen, Jack, guys, I want to get back up there to Langley, man, and find me a car that I can spot for or something other when I come back up there to Langley. Maybe you guys can hook me up.
Well, we'll see what we can do, but there's certain people you really don't want to help up here. One of them sitting on the end of the table over here. You don't want to help him.
Come on.
He's. I'll talk to you about that some other time. We won't go into it now.
All right, yeah, you have to give me a call, Jack, and fill me in on that. So.
All right, Greg, we appreciate you coming on and letting us know. We'll put the word out. Matter of fact, I put it on my website today that about the race and everything that's coming weekend. So I got it all up there for you. So maybe you get some more help out of that.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. And if there's anything that I can ever do for you guys down here, if you got something you want to promote, reach out to me. I got about 5,000 fans. Fans not the right friends on Facebook. A lot of them are race fans. That's the majority of my community there. But I'll help you guys out, promote something, and maybe a little bit later on in the summer I can get up there because we're taking some time off in August. Maybe I can get up there taking a race at Langley.
Yeah, let us know when you're coming so we can be on the lookout for you.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys having me on the show. It's definitely been a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
Thanks,
we appreciate it. Talk to you again soon, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Doug said he could spot for Ricky Smoots.
Yeah, let's talk about that Ricky Smoot thing.
Yeah,
What do you mean
that was out of the blue.
Was you out here the other night seeing Ricky Smoot?
I saw the T-shirts.
All right. Before Aaron gets excited, And you know,
I mean, I think there was definitely a mafia this week.
well, you know,
No?
There was
there may
something.
have been a little bit of one, but it was close.
Is that right?
Yeah, so there must have been two mafias.
Well, probably.
That damn Smoot. You know, here's a guy like Mark Wirtz that goes down to South Boston to one of the biggest late model races of the year, and comes through two wrecks by the skin of his teeth.
I mean,
And I
you
damn
can't get no closer to the wreck than that.
and a guy with a hat and a mustache, and he gets more votes.
What's the shirt say? He's the biggest moonshine runner on this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah, and Aaron, you need to get me one of them shirts. I want one of those shirts. I want one of them Smoot shirts. Did you get you a Smoot shirt?
No,
I didn't get one.
Too busy.
All right. Well, anyway, anybody got any clue who the driver of the week is?
I'm gonna say Ricky.
No.
No, Cheyenne.
Cheyenne Strandberg was the
Oh.
driver of the week this week. So, she beat Ricky Smoot. So
There you go.
Tight margin. I'm surprised. I seen
it was
Ricky.
tight. It was tight. It was really tight.
I told her, I said, this is driver of the week material right here.
You know, I was thinking, you know, she won a race. First race she ever won.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah,
So
that's a big deal.
I was thinking, it'll be a runaway because I know everybody's going to go out there and get behind her.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
what
then
I
all of a
thought.
sudden I see all these Smoot votes. And I'm saying, God knows, here it is. This guy is getting.
So in other words, Ricky, if we get some shirts, he might get some extra votes.
I'm not going to give him no votes. You ain't going to hang me out to dry like that. No. But, you know, this guy.
But it's all for a good cause.
Right. It's a good. I'm not arguing the point there, but, you know, here's poor Mark. You know, he had a hard time getting votes. Christian Keller.
Oh yeah.
Christian Keller had plenty of votes too. So it was really them top three that.
I don't know. Every time my phone was going off, all I seen was Smoots. I said, dang, no one.
I've done learned to turn mine off. One
not
night,
disturbed.
one night, he, you know, had a.
So Ricky finished second in the first race. Well, he finished second in the driver of the week too.
And the thing about it, you know, he had a decent finish. He finished fourth. He finished fifth. He had a wrong string of top five finishes, but he finished fifth. There was only 4 cars running, and all of a sudden, everybody and his brother was voting for Scott for driver of the week. And I'm trying to figure out how in the world did Scott, you know, how would you vote Scott driver of the week when the leader was in turn 3 and he was just coming by the start finish line?
Everybody's got to have a participation trophy somehow.
Well, that's exactly. He's got a few of those. So.
I had nothing to do with it. I mean, I was weaving.
I
diving.
don't care what you say.
They all tore everything up except me. They even won it twice. Now they got a rule. Being I'm on the show, I can't.
It'll buff out.
Yeah, when they make a rule up for you, I guess that's a
Well,
compliment.
hey, that's pretty special.
No, it's not.
I didn't say it was that good
look,
special.
look.
I didn't say it was good special.
Danny Millard, he won a race.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks later, Danny Millard put the hell of a move on one of the Leach boys out there. Aaron just ate him up coming to the finish of the race in the champ car and won the race. I mean, it was a professional, high class move he put on him. It's almost like Leach let him go. Okay, and he gets the win a couple weeks ago, and we're still talking about his win after Millard gets his win.
Well, Danny can get his own show, and he can talk about his win. Speaking of Aaron ran the sprint cars this weekend.
Yeah, I heard he did. How did he do? I didn't see.
Well, he finished second in the heat race. I'm not sure where, because they kept getting confused between. There was 2 88s. There was an 88 VA and an 88A for Aaron. And so I don't know where he ended up.
Them things are fast.
Yeah.
Super fast.
I mean, I already knew Billy Hubbard was crazy. But when I was watching him wheel that bitch through 1 and 2,
Roasting that right rear off.
yeah,
That's just,
I'm like, that boy ain't got a damn lick of sense.
yeah, it was 14-second laps.
Yeah.
On the
14
low end?
fives.
On the low end, yeah.
And then, but I was glad to see, man, what's his name? Who won? He
Matt
raced,
Mullis.
yeah, Matt Mullis. I mean, he raced here, and it's kind of his hometown to finally win at
And
home.
he came back from a half track deficit.
Yeah. Billy. They said, I mean, they put a brand new set on for the race. I was talking to Billy before the heat race, and then some of the other stuff they were talking about, him and his brother, I'm not going to say, but it was like, yeah, put that other tire on. I don't want to get tight. And I'm like, you're running what? And you're worried about it getting tight? I don't think tight was an issue. It didn't look like it.
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to walk away with it, and then
Well, he
next
did
thing I
for
look
about
up,
4 laps. 5 laps.
then I look up, I'm like, what the hell happened?
I know.
Through the whole half track back.
And I was like,
I
oh,
know.
he's passing him.
There he goes.
Now, the super truck class that you're in and everything, it seems like a good group of guys in that. So who can we start a war with? Start a little rivalry up with. I mean, I can more than go down and get something started.
Believe it or not, we've got a good class of drivers with us,
Including Hunter.
including Hunter. During the off season, talking to Gene, we weren't quite sure. Well, Gene put it off that he wasn't quite sure what he was going to do with the truck. When Louis' dad came down, we knew he was going to run that race. And then I asked him, "Hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with the truck?" He goes, "Well, I don't know yet." And then Chris Roberts comes out there and smacks us. So,
I mean, I think Chris is just driving with one hand.
he's just cruising. So, I mean, he's a talented driver.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Me, I'm just out there to have fun. If I like top 5, I'm happy. I'm just out there points racing. Like I said, it's only my second year. Would I love to win? By all means, of course. I'd love to go, take a Polish victory lap. But like I said, I'm just out to have fun. And
some people don't understand.
If I place well, I place well. And well, the day that I finished dead last because the fuel pump went out on me, which hurt me in the points. You can hear that.
No, look, I got to ask a question.
All right.
If it's 5 to go, and you're nose to tail with the leader, do you rough him up? Do you turn him?
If he's faster than me, then he's going. I mean, if I'm faster than him, I'll give him a nudge. Hey, I'm here. You're slowing me down, but I got to get there first.
You wouldn't turn him sideways?
No, that's one thing the samples, Gene, everyone's instilled in me is race somebody how I'd like to be raced.
Agreed.
And I'm not here to make enemies. Like I said, I'm out here to have fun, and it costs money to fix cars when they.
Well, I'd say you got wrecking.
Well, but
You just got to turn him sideways just far enough that you can get by him.
you turn
You
somebody.
just got to do it down 3 and 4 so he can't get back to you.
Well,
And the race is over.
well, that happened between me and Louis' dad that first race, and
Oh, really?
when we got into each other coming out of 4, and I spun it, almost hit the pit wall, and his dad backed the truck into the front stretch, and I came back around, and I was like, holy crap. And then the whole next week and a half, I felt like crap because I was like, man, it had to be that truck with that driver on that night. I was just like,
I thought he was going to win it. Yeah.
I was like, oh man, it couldn't really. It had to be that truck that night. I just finding Gene. I was like, hey, look, I'm completely. And I know the first rule is it's always the other driver's fault, but like I said, we work at the same shop with Gene, so it's something that I don't want to burn bridges. Gene's helped me out numerous times.
Well, I mean, you did it on purpose.
Right, out of kindness of his heart.
Or
Like I
did
said,
you?
by no means. But I'm just out here to have fun, make friends, not enemies. But just race people how I'd expect to be raced, just like I was growing up. Treat people how you'd like to be treated.
Well, maybe it won't be much longer. We'll have Rick Pouse back out there, you know.
So I've been talking to Rick. Him and I kind of switched spots.
Did you get a big motor like him?
I got me a Gene Special. I just got to tighten up on the nut behind the steering wheel. Figure that right pedal out. But I've been talking to Rick. He's super excited. He's itching to come back, just like I was. He's been getting his updates through his wife and then through Facebook when he get connectivity. It's a different world being out there trying to reconnect with something that you're real passionate about. You got friends and family back. Trying to do that via email. I grew up in the Navy where, well, man, we'd write letters,
Right.
handwritten letters, and then send them, and we'd end up writing like letter 1, 2, 3, because
They get mixed up one.
oh
before
man,
the other.
the naval postal service is not the best.
Spot on.
Oh, spot on. You'd get letter 46 before you get letter 2. That last deployment, my wife sent me out a care package. It actually, no, it was Casey. Sent me a track T-shirt that had all the drivers sign it and sent it for me. And it chased me all around the Gulf. From we'd pull into one port and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get my package. She said something special coming. And then you get underway. Nothing. Oh, got an unwrap. We're getting mail. I'd go to the chief's mess real quick. Like, hey, anything for me? No.
Do you guys get like a tracking number, or you kind of know where it is or anything?
No. I mean, you can give me a tracking number. Like a lot of people order from Amazon and stuff, but what it'll do, it'll go to like a DoD warehouse, and
It's delivered.
Well, yeah, and it'll sit there until they'll get enough to make a trip out. And it's the same thing with parts. We needed a part that it's set in a warehouse in Rota, Spain for 3 of the 7 months because they wouldn't just take that piece and forward it to our next port. They wanted to wait till they got a significant load to make it worth their money to actually send it off. And same thing happens with our mail.
Yeah.
But we've pretty much gotten it down. I'll send 3 or 4 care packages before I even leave. And by the time it goes through its rigmarole of the Navy's postal, it'll get to me like month 2, month 3. And by the time we get that, I'm just running out of the stuff I originally took. And I don't have to worry about getting stuff from the ship store. So all that overseas stuff that tastes like other stuff. But yeah, he's really super excited about coming back. I'm really looking forward to racing him again. I think talking to him, I know he'll make the Beluso race. So he might be able to do what I did last year and make that last race.
Yeah. We like messing with Rick.
Yeah, he's a good person.
Yeah.
He had a rough little bit of time in the Navy last year before. Got selected for chief. So he got a little taste of that. So which good for him. Little fella. But yeah.
No, that's not in your cup of tea.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah. So I'm a chief myself.
Oh, you didn't say that earlier. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm a chief myself. I've been a chief since 2018. So I'm ready. I was up for senior chief this year, but Big Navy said they weren't making any engineman senior chiefs. So that kind of hurt me here. So, which is the first time in our race history that they haven't made anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that just pays the bill so I can go racing.
There you go.
So, like I said, I know what it scares me to figure out what I'm going to do when I get out because I got no idea what I want to do when I grow up.
Yeah, well.
Because I haven't had to yet.
Yeah, well. That's true. I mean, you gotta find something after that.
Yeah. So whether that's back home in Ohio or somewhere down here. but I know I won't be able to sit behind a desk.
All right, well, give your sponsors a shout out and who all helps you and everything before we go.
All right. So big shout out first of all to my wife. Like I said, if it wasn't for her,
name. Smart
right. Yeah, happy wife, happy life. That's our license
Only
plate.
me and Jack could just ever.
So Portsmouth Army Navy, Lamada Chiropractics, Calico Creations, Slim Jimmy Graphic Design, Gene Nichols. Big shout out to the samples. That's a wealth of knowledge right there, both on and off the track.
For sure.
You know, my wife, my kids help me in the garage. I can't keep my littlest one out of the truck. My two youngest kids, they were 2 weeks old at their first race here at Langley. So the two youngest ones are pretty embedded to the track. They wanted to come tonight. They're like, "You're going to the racetrack?" "No, I'm not going racing. I'm just going to the track." "You going racing?" "No." Yeah, like Mark Edwards. You know,
Mark Edwards.
Yeah, he gives me a hand every now and then.
You don't let him work on the car or anything, do you?
He helps me buckle in. I mean, he's that extra. I mean, he's good.
I mean, he does little stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, we just got to let him figure. He's got to learn how to drive the car, not like a cart. Which, you know, it's a habit to break. Which he's doing. He's doing great. I mean, I think he's what, third, fourth in the points, somewhere like that.
I don't ever look at the points, to be honest.
You know, I told him the same thing the samples told me my first year racing. Don't go out and race them. Go out there and race the track.
Right.
You know, you're your only worst enemy out there. So once you figure out how to beat yourself, then you can go out there and start racing everybody else. But yeah, Jamie sampled for spotting for me. I spot for him during practices until our race spotter comes, and then Nick. Now that Randy's back, we're in a mad dash and trying to get his grand stock ready to go. So we'll hopefully get to see him out there this next grand stock race.
Acres?
Yeah, the one that Randy Akers is running. So, which was it was Doug's, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's sitting at Doug's house right now. They put the motor in it yesterday. Monday? Yeah, Monday. So hopefully we can get it all put together. Something decent enough for him to wheel around the track. So,
well, good luck to you the rest of the way. Have
Appreciate
a good year and finish up strong. And when Rick comes back, make sure you have everybody check his motor.
oh yeah. Yeah.
So if you email him or something, look, I was on the show. He said you got a big motor. Do you really got a big motor? He said that was already a rumor, so we just kind of to push it along.
He made a statement on the show about it, and then he didn't make it on the show.
No,
he was telling us about it.
Yeah,
he was telling us about it. Then the show started, and I said, "Do you really have a big motor?"
He wasn't real happy about it.
Yeah. Well, he posted on Facebook. Well, I think it was him or his wife. Picture of the truck going down the road, and it was like he's getting a facelift. I'm like, okay, that's good. I didn't know it needed one. It was pretty fast. Well, it was.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank Jerry Smith, Ayden Millette, Donald Brown. Appreciate him being here. We were supposed to have Doug Warren, but he had something come up and he couldn't be here. So anyway,
He probably had to help Riley or something.
Probably did. But anyway, we'll our show next week. I forgot. I'm getting ready to go off and not say anything about it. Our show next week. Yeah.
Hit a buff.
Next week we're going to have Vaughn Crittenton and Justin Ellis are both going to be here, and we're going to talk about the Hampton Heat. The Hampton Heat is the 23rd, I think it is.
Yep.
So Scott won't be here for the Heat. Scott and I both won't be here the week before the Heat. Neither one of us are going to be here.
Ooh.
So we're both going to be out of town. But I'll be back in time to go to the Heat race. But and I'm sitting right up here because it's called the Heat race. And I ain't getting in the heat thing no more.
Trucks and Super Streets run that night too.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good night of race.
Yeah, I get to race Saturday, pack everything up, and drive to Ohio Sunday morning.
Well, You just said earlier, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, well, good thing is I get to drive by myself because she's leaving that Thursday.
Man, you got to stop saying that out loud. If she's listening to this.
She's at work. She's at work.
Oh, okay.
This is recorded. She can't watch it later.
It's all right.
Got me worried about you, man.
I'll sleep in the doghouse. It's like camping.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Ain't
if
the
you
first
have any
time.
questions for Vaughn and Justin about the Hampton Heat, anything you'd like to iron out or figure
I'm sure
out,
tires will be a subject.
yeah, I'm sure that will be a subject too. But please, send me a thing on it, and I'm gonna make a list, and we'll ask Vaughn and Justin about it when they get here and get on the show. So hope everybody has a good week. Share and like our show. We really appreciate you being with us, and we'll see you again next week.